It's time to get the hype going. We have some new Edge of Eternities cards to go over, guys. These cards were revealed at MagicCon Las Vegas this weekend. I know this video is late. It's not really a news video. I know a lot of you have probably already seen these cards, but I still wanted to come on here and talk about my opinion on these cards and maybe get a little discussion in the comments below, because I think there's a lot to be excited about. Some stuff that's maybe not so impressive. Yeah, let's have a little chat about it. This first card, this is the one that I am easily the most excited about. So we've got the Serma. Now, why am I excited about this card? Because it's a new card type, guys. Spacecraft, okay? So this card, it is a legendary artifact. It is not a vehicle. Bit strange, but yeah, we'll keep going. So when it enters, search your library for a legendary creature card, reveal it, and put it in your hand and shuffle. Now, it is unclear at the moment whether this is going to be something that's just on every spacecraft. So when you play them, they search for like their captain or their commander or whatever. Yeah, we don't know yet. So, but I think it'd be quite flavorful if it did. Then we've got Station. So this is, I think, this is the mechanic that will be on every spacecraft card. So Station is tap another creature you control, put charge counters equal to its power on this spacecraft. Station only as a sorcery. So you can't do this at instant speed. So it's not like crew. It's an artifact creature at 7+ counters. So then we've got this little 7+ thing at the bottom here. Has flying, 5/5. Other tapped creatures you control have indestructible. So I'm assuming you just don't get this bottom portion of the card until you have 7+ charge counters. What do I think of this mechanic? I think it's cool. It feels fairly flavorful. Like, so you're crewing the stuff, you're tapping it. That is quite cool. The whole charge counters thing, powering it up, feels nice. The only thing I will say is that it does seem a little bit like easy to do. It's not quite what I had in mind when I was thinking like these huge motherships. It doesn't really give that kind of scale. It would be really cool if it was just like this uber powerful card with crazy stats, but instead of 7+ charge counters on it, you needed something crazy, like double that, right? And it felt like a huge achievement once you got it, and once the spacecraft was online, that mothership was online, it was going to wreak havoc. But I understand that sort of stuff is not going to be good in like a limited environment. I am a commander player, so I am talking primarily from commander. However, I still think this is awesome. And what's really cool is that they announced that you can now play legendary artifact or spacecraft or vehicles as your commander, okay? Not just any legendary artifacts. Legendary spacecraft and vehicles can now be played as your commander. So this spacecraft can be your commander. That is awesome. It makes me so excited to see what other spacecrafts we're going to get, because I 100% want to build a commander deck around a spacecraft card. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but yeah, I really liked this reveal. Okay. Next one we're going to talk about is the headliner card. This is the big boy, Sapphira, the Super Void, right? So we've got all these different treatments for it. So if you don't know headliner cards, every set now is going to have one of these cards where there will be like a serialized version of it, which is going to be super rare. And yeah, it's supposed to be the main chase card of the set. So we've got Sapphira, the Super Void. This is essentially a black hole on a card. I think all of these art treatments are awesome. This singularity foil, this will be the serialized one, and obviously this is doing it no justice. You apparently need to see it in person. I don't really know what that looks like in person, but I can imagine it's going to look quite cool. But anyway, what does Sapphira the Super Void do? Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent chooses a creature they control and exiles it. At the beginning of your end step, if a player controls no creatures, sacrifice Sapphira, then put a creature card exiled with it onto the battlefield under your control with 2 additional 1/1 counters on it. So when I first read this card, I was like, wow, this is a bit of a degenerate card. This is going to make you lose friends. Nobody likes cards that just make you sack creatures every turn. It just means you don't get to play the game. Where this card has been tweaked to be a little bit more nice is that it does go once someone runs out of creatures. So it's not just going to stay on the board and stop you playing the game. It's going to do it to you once, suck up all your stuff, and then that's it. And then there's obviously ways to play around that. You can get rid of it quicker by you just stop playing creatures and just let it go as soon as possible, let it kill your stuff. It's only really going to get a lot of value if your opponents all have loads of creatures. So if you have someone playing Spellslinger, they only have 1 or 2 creatures, suddenly this thing's not going to last very long. So after reading it, I was like, you know what? This card isn't too bad. It feels very flavorful. It's sucking all the people in, and then it's spitting something out, which is quite funny. That's even more powerful than it was when it was on your opponent's side. So yeah, all in all, I think this is actually a very cool card, and I love all these art treatments for it. Even just the basic art treatment, gorgeous. And then we've got the showcase, stunning. And fracture foil it's going to be in as well. So yeah, lots of different variants, all very, very, very beautiful. Okay, next one, Harmonious Grove Strider. This is just your typical like limited card, nothing too crazy. It gets bigger the more lands you have, so it's nothing that we've not seen before if you're running lands-based decks, which this is going to be a lot of land-based stuff in this set, guys. There's going to be a lot of land-based stuff. It's one of its big themes to do with like exploring space. In Commander, if you've got a crap ton of lands, you're going to play this for 5 mana, and it might come down as like an 8/8, 9/9, whatever. But yeah, other than that, it's not really, I don't know. It's nothing to get too excited about. The art's funny though. It's quite derpy, the way this like little space alien looks like. It looks like something out of No Man's Sky. If you've ever played that, that's what it reminds me of. Multicolor. Here we go. Right. Sammy, Ship's Engineer. I'm not really a big fan of this card. I will just say it right now. I don't really like the art at all. Cat's cute though. But that's what I'll really say about Sammy, Ship's Engineer's art. Other than that, the ability is telling us that the Boros theme is going to be about tapped creatures. This creates tokens as well, so they're tapping to fuel the spacecraft. Looks like red-white is going to be really like focused around the spacecrafts, which is cool. Tanuk Memorial Enzyme. This art I do like. He looks quite cool. He's got this like big mecha armor. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, deals 1 damage to each opponent. If it's the second time this ability is resolved this turn, draw a card. Really nice. It's cheap. It's only 3 mana. It's got card draw in its engine, so automatically it's going to be good in Commander. It's pinging. You know, it's nothing exciting in that terms. We've seen plenty of ping cards before, but you know, this is, I think, is going to be more fun than say like Sammy. We know that Landfall now is going to be like Gruul's mechanic in the set as well. So yeah. Okie dokie. Right. This one people will be more excited about. So we've got the backup commanders for each of the precons, not the face commanders, because it turns out the face commanders are actually going to be the spacecrafts. Okay, so those big spacecrafts that you see in the box, they are the actual commanders, which is quite cool. So what does this one do? Kilo Apogee Mind. Okay, so this one, 3 mana, haste. When it becomes tapped, proliferate. That's it. It's very, very simple, but very good. Very good, okay? Any counters decks is going to like this. We already know that spacecrafts evolve around counters, so this is going to make it really easy to get that online. Then we've got Cesarial Genesis Shepherd. Flying, you may play lands from your graveyard. Cool. So it's like a Gitrog monster. Whenever you sack another non-token permanent during your turn, put a number of 1/1 counters equal to Cesarial's power onto one other target creature. So a lot more is going on with this card. It's a lot more expensive. It's a 5 mana commander. We've got counters going on. We've got lands coming from the graveyard. We've got sacking stuff. Now we got our Tesarette. Okie dokie. They made Tesarette colorless. I don't know how I feel about that. Just because I know why they've done it. To make it so anyone can run this in any color, okay? To make this one of the main chase cards. I understand that. However, I don't know. When they've had a character for so long, like be like these Dimir colors or primarily blue, and suddenly just take away the color completely. Yeah, I don't know. Like it doesn't feel. I just don't like it. I'll just be honest. I don't really like it. I would have preferred they kept his color identity. It feels more characterful. But I understand why they've made him colorless. But the card himself, I'm a big fan of. He's a planeswalker. He feels powerful, but he's not too powerful, okay? When an artifact you control enters, put a loyalty counter on Tesarette. He has no uptick ability, so you cannot get counters any other way unless you are playing artifacts. 0, untap target artifact or creature, and then if it's an artifact creature, put a counter on it. Cool. Search your library for an artifact card with mana value 1 or less. Reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. -3. AE Soul Ring. -7, you get an emblem at the beginning of combat on your turn. Put 3 1/1 counters on target artifact you control. If it's not a creature, it becomes a 0/0 robot artifact creature. So it's turning all of your non-creature artifacts into, not all of them, but at the start of every turn, you will get to create a artifact into a creature. Cool. And if that is already a creature, then it's just going to get bigger. So nothing too mad, nothing too crazy. And then this art by Maggalli, this triumphant card, gorgeous, guys. Look at that. Just very, very, very cool. Big, big, big fan. He's just sitting there on his How many thrones does Tesarette need, by the way? Like, he's got a throne here, which is completely different to this one. So, you know, my man is just out here conquering the galaxy. Love that for him. Okay, lands. We are getting shock lands, guys. Yes, you should be excited about this because there is not a single Commander player out there that cannot make use of these shock lands. Okay, they're really good, guys. Yes, they are expensive, which is the only reason you don't see a lot of people with them. But every time shock lands, no, anytime any card gets reprinted, the value will drop. They become more available. Okay, the supply increases, so yeah, the price will decrease, hopefully. And the art on these ones are beautiful. I will say I don't really think they really go with the name of the card all that much, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Other than that, though, they are gorgeous. Gorgeous, guys. Looking forward to seeing these in some pretty art variants as well. Then we've got the Celestial Basic lands. Guys, these are beautiful. Some of the best basics I have ever seen. This swamp, unbelievable, guys. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And it's mounted. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Stunning. That's all I'm going to say about that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that we're getting Galaxy Foil versions as well. Very, very cool. So that was confirmed as well. That was one of the theories. We are getting Galaxy Foils. That is confirmed. Cool. Right. Decks, they're showing Stellar Sight cards. That's what they're calling them. These are really iconic lands that they are bringing into this set with an Edge of Eternities space flavor. So we've got Mutavault, which is the one that was shown. Very cool. If you look at it, it's got this little star map design on the sides, and then it's got a rocket ship flying over the text of the card. So very, very different. They've put the name at the bottom of the card as well, and they've got it in this weird alien language. Very flavorful, very cool. Love to see Mutavault get a reprint. I need these cards. Most people these days have commander decks that are based around a creature type. So all of you, if that is you, you want this card, and you probably want it even more now it is getting this beautiful new treatment. And that's it, guys. That is all the cards that were revealed for Edge of Eternities. It's got me very hyped. I'm super excited to see what else we can get. Show me the other spacecrafts. And if you want to look at some of my other predictions for this set, then go check out this video here.